been thinking this morning before I came up here that it's today is a day where we started, the Remembrance Sunday started, as we all know, from the World War I, the effects after that. And I think increasingly it's difficult for younger generations to connect with Remembrance Sunday. And I think the important thing to remember is history has shaped us, and history continues to shape us. The pandemic is shaping us now. It's shaping policy, and it will affect the future. Wars like the World War I, which was absolutely carnage, literally you were putting people out, they were putting people out there just to be shot. It was like human fodder. Those people, that made a significant change in history. Our lives could look very different today if they hadn't done that. And if those, and my name, Michael, I think it is, one lady I put up there, the American lady, she was at some sort of a conference, and she read the Flanders poem for the first time, and it was really new and it had just been written. And the poppies in it so hit her, she thought she'd heard, I'm going to quote her so that I don't misquote, she thought she actually heard the voices of the soldiers saying, "Don't let them forget us." She was a religious lady, she had a strong faith, and it took her and she went through several things to get, almost gave up completely on this idea, until she connected with a French lady who was making silk poppies. They connected, and that's when the poppy factory was developed. And I just think this connection between the two, from then and now, the bridge that we need to build is important. Children are still looking at Remembrance Day, but the children are still doing it. But I'm thinking it's okay, and they're doing the history of World War I, and that's brilliant, because that's when this first started, really, to actually acknowledge suffering, when people lay down their life. That verse we've heard twice this morning, where it says, "Greater love has no one other than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." That's what Jesus did for everybody, but would you do it for somebody? And sometimes there's a cost to that, which we're going to get onto in a minute. And we're going to watch a video in a minute, and this is a video from Chris. His name is Chris. He's a chaplain, Chris Shimen. He is Elim's first naval chaplain, or was Elim's first naval chaplain. And in a moment, he is going to speak to us, and I'm going to just pick out some of the things that he says. But that verse, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends," is what we're going to really be thinking about. Would you really do it?
Hello and welcome to this brief message of remembrance and reflection on this significant occasion in our calendar. My name is Chris, and I'm an Elim minister and a Royal Navy chaplain serving both the Royal Navy and Royal Marines. A gentleman by the name of Andras Toma was a Hungarian soldier taken prisoner by the Red Army in 1945. He was later discovered in a Russian psychiatric hospital 55 years later. It's reported that the Russians thought he was speaking gibberish and insane. Captured when he was 20, he was now 75 years old, and he had not been able to fully engage with anyone in conversation for 55 years. Toma was lost to Hungarian authorities and had been assumed and declared dead in 1954. A linguist would come to free him by identifying that he was not actually speaking gibberish, but actually an old Hungarian dialect. It's said that upon wheeling the abandoned and undoubtedly beaten and broken man out of hospital, the first thing he asked for was a mirror, and on looking into it, he broke down and wept. The reflection showed a different man, one for whom years of abandonment and isolation had changed incomprehensibly. Andras Thomas' story epitomizes the cruelty of war and its long-lasting scars and injustice. As the mirror reflected the man, he had become shaped by his experience. This time of remembrance also acts as a mirror for us today. It shows the courage and sacrifice made by so many in the pursuit of freedom, justice, and peace, and the human cost of war. This courage and sacrifice are captured and exemplified through the many of the thousands involved in that wet and stormy morning as the troops landed on the Normandy beaches. It is woven through the western desert, El Alamein, the battlefields of the First World War of Ypres, Gallipoli, the Somme, Mons and Verdun, Dresden and the Burma Road. In Korea, the Falkland Islands, Northern Ireland, the Balkans, East Timor, the Gulf and Afghanistan. We honour today the lives lost on both sides. Scattered across these battlefields, through the trenches, tucked into soldiers' pockets and grasped with desperation in harrowing times, was the Bible and emblems of the cross. The scriptures and their faith provided a depth of strength and courage. The scriptures reflected comfort and hope with the promises of Christ, that good and righteousness will ultimately prevail, that one day every wrong will be righted and love and justice will triumph. This time of remembrance also offers us a mirror to reflect our own hearts and being. It offers us all an opportunity, in light of what truly is important in life, to reset our hearts and our outlook. It presents the space, through often gritted teeth, to let it go and allow healing to take place and rest to fill its void, with the understanding that it's hard, yes, but forgiveness, nonetheless, is essential for our own well-being. On addressing our nation and Commonwealth before the D-Day landings, we see again reflected through these words of King George VI, the heart and spirit of our country. 4 years ago, our nation and empire stood alone against an overwhelming enemy, with our backs to the wall, tested as never before in our history. In God's providence, we survived the test. The spirit of the people, resolute, dedicated, burned like a bright flame, lit surely from those unseen fires which nothing can quench. He affirms the overcoming of challenges and victories to the providence of God when the country reached out to Christ when their backs were against the wall. He affirms a spirit in our people of being one of resilience and dedication, a bright flame that burns at the core of the nation, a bright flame we continue to pray will never be extinguished in the face of any threat to our values and peace. On looking into this mirror of remembrance, we are reminded that we live in the freedoms and greater good from what men and women have courageously fought for, and we honour and thank them for their bravery, priceless sacrifice and duty during this time of reflection. May the lives we remember today never be forgotten or in vain. And we equally pray for the courage to continue to reflect and defend these virtues for future generations, as our forebears, through gallantry and honour, have done for us. we will remember them. May God richly bless you all.
There is no fear, 'cause I believe. There is no doubt, for I have seen your faithfulness, my fortress, over and over. I have a hope found in your name. I have a strength found in your grace, your faithfulness, my fortress, over and over. Make way through the water, walk me through the fire, do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. Shut the mouth of lions, bring dry bones to life, and do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. I believe in you, oh God, I believe in you. Release your love inside of me. Unleash your power for all to see. Spirit, come and fall on us over and over. God, come. Make way through the water, walk me through the fire, do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. Shut the mouth of lions, bring dry bones to life, and do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. You will never fail. Your name is powerful, your word unstoppable. All things are possible in you. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. Lord, you will never fail. Your name is powerful, your word unstoppable. All things are possible in you. Yeah, make way through the water, walk me through the fire, do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. Shut the mouth of lions, bring dry bones to life, and do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. Make way through the water, walk me through the fire, do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. Shut the mouth of lions, bring dry bones to life, and do what you were famous for, what you were famous for. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. Lord, you will never fail. Your name is powerful, your word unstoppable. All things are possible in you. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. Lord, you will never famous for. Shut the mouth of lions, bring dry bones to life, and do what you were famous for. What you were famous for.
Well, that's it for another morning. I hope you've been blessed by the worship and the word. My name's Dane. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm the pastor here at Ludlow Elim. If you've got any questions about faith or anything, if this is all new to you, or if you are a Christian, you've got questions about what we've said, please drop us a line. We'd love to chat those through with you. Share a coffee or something. It'd be lovely to talk with you. If you don't know Jesus and whilst you've been watching, you've just had a sense you want to get to know this God that we're mentioning, why don't you pray this simple prayer? Lord, will you come into my life? I recognise I need you, and I believe you died and rose again and paid for all the stuff that I've done wrong, and I give my life to you in your precious name of Jesus. If you've prayed that prayer or something similar, you can use your own words. We'd love again to have a conversation with you, because we believe that is just the start of a journey of faith, and we want to help you, we want to support you, we want to encourage you in that, because it is such an amazing thing that you've just done. We want to just be there for you as a family here at Ludlow Elim, and that's brilliant. If you don't have any questions about faith, or don't have any questions about what we said, but you actually need a hand, please feel free, please contact us. We'd love to help you out if we can. We believe that we're called to be Jesus's hands and feet in the here and now, so please contact us and we'll see what we can do, because we want to be there to help people in our community, because that's what we believe God has called us to. Now, before I leave you, some other members of our congregation are going to speak a blessing over your life, and then we'll show the notices. So what goes on here at Ludlow Elim, you'll be able to see that. What I want to say is, if you're just been watching these online and you'd like to come and be with us, we meet here at 10:30. You'll find on our website, you'll be able to find the location, everything. Parking is actually free at the moment, so it's all there for you, and we'd love you to come. You don't have to be dressed up, you don't have to have it all together. Just come as you are, because that's all God calls you to as well. Just come as you are. We'd love to see you and chat with you. So I'm going to hand over to the other guys now. You guys be blessed, and it's been great having you.
May the Lord bless you
and keep you.
May the Lord make his face shine upon you
and be gracious to you.
May the Lord turn his face toward you
and give you peace.